Welcome in today, folks. Going to be doing some week 1 drafts over on Underdog. We're going to start over there. Probably take another look at Survivor, discuss a little bit about the past week. Any start sits, you can probably fire them up. Way too tired to get week 1 Battle Royale rankings on the site this week, but we'll have them in the future. Gonna try to do some dog ball. Jesus, man. Some dog bowls and battle royales. So let's get it. Let's see. Happy to draft 2 at once. We'll have rankings for the battle royale slate on the site going forward. In-season content, basically going to have streams like this, probably a couple times a week. And also going to have the best ball leaderboard show where I plan to have a rotating guest, probably just do me by myself for week 1. Maybe I'll get a guest. Who knows? It's week 1, so of course people are freaking out about performances. People are declaring Quentin Johnston best pick in fantasy. Javonte Williams, a first-round pick. Look, folks, you got to zoom out sometimes. You got to zoom out and understand that it's a long season. Have I drafted a lot of Javonte or QJ? No, I have not. Am I worried? No, not really. Did draft a lot of Justin Herbert. That one feels good, especially on Drafters, a total points platform. Said several times, but I just thought that Justin Herbert was undervalued. You know, Drake May, Justin Fields, this caught our attention. But the big thing about Herbert, man, is he was hurt last offseason. He is athletically the same thing as Josh Allen, pretty much. So I always knew we could get these performances. Let's pull up Justin Herbert's Raz. Twitter's a terrible site now, so we got to Google it, I guess. And let's pull up Josh Allen's Raz. Looks like we're on the clock here. Gibbs, man. You don't draft Gibbs over Bijan just to go ahead and draft Bijan week 1. Of course, I'll be mixing it up, though. Josh Allen, 4.75 40, 1.59 10-yard split, 240 pounds, 6'5", pretty much. Justin Herbert, 6'6", 236, 4.68 40. Again, Josh Allen's a 4.75. So Herbert is faster in the 40. Allen is faster in the 10-yard split. Again, the 10-yard split is what we care about more because very rarely does a player just straight up run 40 yards. They do run 5 yards, 10 yards a lot. So, yeah, very similar body types. All that had to happen was Justin Herbert to run. And we saw that last night, and I think that will be sticky. How many rushing yards did he have? Probably like 40-something. Allen has more dog in him. I mean, Herbert's taller, so that, you know, Allen is a more stocky, quote-unquote, dog-like guy. Speaking of dog, we need 4 more for the dog bowl. Yeah, Bowers, man, why not? For these slates like this, where not all the players are available, you got to think about, like, what's the rarest thing? And elite tight end, Jaden Daniels, like, these are kind of rare in the scope of the slate. Because there's Bauer, there's Kittle, there's McBride. There's only 3 of them. Running back, there's like 500 guys. You know, you can get Tyreek Hill in whatever round you want. 32 yards, which, you know, that is half a touchdown, folks. So if we're going to get half a touchdown from Herbert, that turns 15 points into 18. That turns 20 into 23. That really adds up. Let's do a Monraw. Don't really know. No, we'll do Big Mike. We'll do A-Chan. Of course, you want to vary in these. You see right there, I just did a triple randomize. RM Covers, sir. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Become a YouTube member like RM Covers if you like the stream. And guys, like and subscribe. We're trying to grow here. Did we get to 8,000 subs like our goal? No, but we got close. Just did the first chess tournament of the year at the school I teach at. Went awesome. I'm very tired. Was major bummed out. A bunch of the kids of course, the top kids got ineligible because of grades. It's very annoying. Don't really want to go there, but we know for next time. Put a lot of work in, only for like 6 of the top kids to get removed for silly reasons, in my opinion, but is what it is. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers, they get this rap as like a boomer staff, but no, I think they're sharp guys. You hear Harbaugh talk about his love for Herbert. They didn't, at the end of the game there, they didn't get out there and get tight. They threw it, Meow, we're drafting battle rails and dog bowls and meow. Hikaru is farming the Iowa State Championship. We don't need to go there. But he is. Wow, we get Mike Evans anyways. Dream here is we get Mike and Tyreek. Okay, so these 6-man drafts, you can pretty much form whatever team you want. So uniqueness, very valuable. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're going to get Tyreek. The other thing that's valuable, so uniqueness either through combos you can't force, which seeming like we got here. We got Mike Evans at pick 23. His ADP is 17. We got Bowers at 11. His ADP is 9. So already we have a somewhat rare of the team, I would say. And you want to think through like quarterback. Okay, are people selecting Tua? Not as often. He projects pretty much the same with these guys. Obviously, Tua is a nice pick for me. So there's no need to take like Purdy, who's 100% drafted, if you could just scroll down and get like Justin Fields, who's like 15%. Tight end is a great scroll down position too. It's touchdown dependent. I think there's an argument Kittle might be better on half point, but it's Bowers. We got to do it. Forcing uniqueness, meaning like whatever, you just take neighbors at the 7. These guys are all the same, all that stuff is valuable in these top heavy large field tournaments. The Chiefs, man, the Chiefs looked brutal. Obviously, a brutal blow for anyone drafting a lot of Xavier Worthy. All is in the cards, including out for the full season. I hate to say that, but it is the truth. So yeah, we're going to scroll here for Tua with the double Miami thing. Game stacks, nice, not essential. Again, you do need to finish first in these battle royales out of 56,000 to get $50,000. 10th is nice. But yeah, these dog bowls, the way this works is if you ain't third, you're last, pretty much. First through third, get a 10K ticket to compete at a live event. Everybody else gets some money, but not as much as a $10,000 ticket. I think first prize at the live event is like $200,000 or something. Little trick about these dog bowls is, first off, they're 12-person drafts. So again, all the uniqueness applies. Second thing is, if we use last year's example, you give it a couple of weeks, these will probably start overlaying. So Underdog has played around with different price points. Once it starts to overlay, sometimes they go to like a $50 one. Sometimes they go to a cheaper one, I think. Maybe they're not done that, but they might go to like a $10 one. So I would think the week one is unlikely to overlay, meaning not fill. But yeah, that is a potential for the future ones. Yeah, man. Travis Kelce just destroying. Now, okay. I do think we need to come to terms with the fact that a player of Xavier Worthy's size is probably just more likely to get hurt in football. period. We'll be taking Gibbs. I still am. Okay, someone asked my CMC exposure in season long. I'm at like 5 or 6% in BBM. I put out a video of the riskiest players, and I suggested fading him because the elite wide receivers are safe. My BBM exposure is nowhere close to my full exposure on the season. I don't have CMC on any high-stakes teams. So, obviously, I'm not rooting for CMC. I do personally think that this hamstring thing is probably not a big deal. But, yeah, like in Battle Royale drafts I was doing last night, he was falling to the 6th pick. So, yeah, Xavier Worthy Raz. Is that 165 pounds? Is that a serious weight, or is it 185? I think I'm seeing 165 pounds, which I think we need to come to terms that when you weigh 165 pounds in the NFL, you are just going to be more likely to get hurt. So, did he have upside? Of course. Could he still come back and be a good pick? Yes. Should anyone have been drafting 40% of him out of 150 teams? No. It's particularly because of his frame, you know? Isn't Travis Hunter the same size as Worthy? Well, Travis Hunter was multiple rounds cheaper. So if Worthy was going to the 10th, number one, and I think Hunter weighs like 180. Which, if you're doing the math at home, is 15 pounds more. Looks like that's a 185 versus 165. So 20 pounds more. And again, you know, like sometimes these combine weights, this is with like quarters in your pockets. You know what I mean? So Javonte, people hate that I pointed out that he had a terrible yard per carry. I do think a Jamal Williams season is in the range of outcomes where a bunch of guys get tackled at the 1 yard line and he scores a bunch of 1 yard touchdowns. He's not explosive. Miles Sanders also didn't look great. He didn't score probably a scoreable long touchdown. He didn't, and he fumbled. So we'll see what that split is. Javonte kind of being J.K. Dobbins is very in the range of outcomes where like week 1 is where he's the best and he gets worse as it goes. Cowboys passing game looked great. I mean, on the broadcast, they said Dak's hamstring is held together with like screws or something. So like I kind of pointed out that like, you know, this could go bad if this hamstring thing is serious, but he looked awesome. Lamb, I had ranked as the 102 the whole season. Even though I love Gibbs, I had Gibbs at the 103. That seeming to be right. Obviously, Lamb had a bunch of drops. That's noise, guys. That's noise. And Quentin, you know, maybe Quentin is better. I do think there's a chance I was a little stubborn with Quentin as he fell into like very, very late in the draft. No, I do think, you know, I still think it's dumb that people think Ladd McConkey should have dropped in drafts just because Ladd did not score a touchdown. Ladd could have easily scored a touchdown. People don't want to hear that. They're like, no, Keenan scored touchdowns. Quentin scored touchdowns. Ladd's a bad pick. You know, Andre Yoshivas and T. Higgins could score touchdowns in week 1. Jamar Chase is still the 101. Like, let's not be idiotic here. But I also think there's a chance that, you know, QJ does get benched later in the season for the rookies. The rookies barely got in there. So do the Gibbs Amon Ra. I've been doing this stack somewhat, just like Lions up. I mean, if anything, QJ, I mean, first off, Ladd is elite. Open your eyes. Second off, if QJ maybe being a thing, if teams actually like decide to cover him and it pulls coverage off a Ladd, that is wheels up. But yeah, the Chargers, they're looking good. This is why I chose the Chargers as a playoff team over the Broncos, because I knew, like, I don't need to hear anything else. I know Justin Herbert is at worst around a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I would say he's firmly top 5, but Jaden Daniels is now in the picture. I used to prefer him to Lamar. I still think that one's close. People won't like that, but I do think it's close. And I think Lamar's leveled up his game as well. That's why it's close. Yeah, the Chiefs looked bad, right? Now, they could turn it around because, obviously I'm a Bills fan, so I think it's fun to like hate on the Chiefs. I don't actually hate the Chiefs. I don't really care that much, but you gotta have some fun here. Yeah, Alvin Kamara week 1, folks, a great time to get some Alvin against the Cardinals, who were bad at run defense last year. Like, if you weren't drafting olds, get some in your week 1 drafts. Nez doing the same thing I'm doing, but with the Bucks guys. Hey, Nez, don't you know that these guys were first round picks and your guys were not? Weigh in, Nez. I know you're listening. He liked the stream. Hampton. I think the Chiefs' run defense is still good. They've lost a lot of guys, kind of a price of being a good team. But I'm not too, the Hampton usage is awesome. So is he maybe going to be a worse pick than like, of course he will maybe be a worse pick than guys like James Cook, Ken Walker, Kyron Williams, some of these running backs who went after him. That is in the range. It's also week 1 for a rookie. And Najee was not in the picture, Huge bummer. The Will Shipley stuff, guys. He looked good. He got in there early. I do not know. This is a terrible pick, by the way. Bo in the 3rd. Come on now. This is the Dog Bowl. So if you don't win, if you don't get top 3, you don't get a $10,000 ticket, basically. But the Will Shipley looks so good. Why do these coaches keep putting Will Shipley, Isaac Guerendo on kickoff returns? Will Shipley got hurt on a kickoff return, so A.J. Dillon got in there. Hands up. I did fall asleep after the weather delay in that game. And I think the weather delay game, like that game was shooting out, and the weather delay kind of stole the thunder. Well, yeah, there's a chance that Hampton's just kind of like a small loser. But I also think there's going to be games where the Chargers are going to want to establish it, especially as the season gets going. I also think like there was almost no chance we were going to see a lot of the rookies for the Chargers against the Chiefs in a big division game. Like, they wanted to win that game. They're not risking things just to develop the rookie. Nez taking no chances. Not letting the donkey just take naked Baker. Yeah, I hope that injury isn't serious, but he'll probably be fine even if it is. Rib injury is very rarely like more than 4 weeks. But no, it was noteworthy that he got in there early. The Chiefs running back usage, that was bad for Pacheco. Rashard Smith should get used more and more. Encouraging he got in there at all. Hunt, of course, got in there. Hollywood had a deranged 14 targets. I didn't hate Hollywood. I actually liked Hollywood at points. I kind of cooled off taking him later. Obviously he benefited from the Worthy injury. It would be disingenuous to not. People are being so disingenuous right now. Don't think Ibuka is the best pick for a half-point PPR. You know who is? Debo. Screw the ADP. Week 1, Ibuka. Maybe, but he's probably going to be what's a good game? If Ibuka goes 7 for 70, that's awesome. You need touchdowns, folks. So give me the yards, give me the touchdowns. No, that was huge for Shipley. I really think he was maybe going to score 10 plus points. Well, yeah, Debo might just get some running back carries this game. Who knows? Probably get another Survivor entry into the Splash Sports things. There's some other stuff overlaying. These lock on Monday if you want to play. We'll take a look at that after some drafts. Yeah, obviously the rookie stuff, we're just not worried about week 1. Byshell Tootin, he might be inactive this week. I don't know. This one's the Dog Bowl. We're going to be doing Dog Bowls and Battle Royales mostly. Oh, no, let's enter, quote-unquote, the bomb. I didn't do any of these. I didn't draft that many teams last year in the dailies, but I want to do more of these this year, especially week one. Week one is like a huge, like, vibe it out, and we're an elite vibe it outer person. Okay, so obviously, if I'm stressed, this guy could go Goff. I could go Goff. Having running back, wide receiver, though, you don't even need the quarterback. Running back wise, I said like ETN is maybe sneaky for week one stuff. Let's just take Goff, though. Let's just take Goff and see what makes it back to us. I don't think this guy was going to go Goff. He's like probably going to go Bryce or something, but yeah, he's like setting up that game. Sometimes, though, you just want to see what makes it back. Taking Goff at 51 when his ADP is 64 should give us a somewhat more unique team as well. I didn't realize we only needed a tight end. So, yeah, I mean, tight end is the one where you're fine just being like, you know what? Theo, score touchdown. Firemouth, score touchdown. Sanders, score touchdown, etc. Quinshon Judkins, a major L for the he's not signed yet crowd. Yeah, he signed to the team. Still, first off, we don't know whether he's going to be like how good he'll be in fantasy, especially early. We don't know if he's going to be suspended. I think something that's perfectly in the range is that he's telling the truth and she was trying to shake him down. I also think that he could get 6 games. I don't know. Pete Overset was on the YouTube broadcast. Absolutely insane. Y'all give me 50 years. Maybe we'll get a shot. No, that was so cool. I didn't catch his main breakdown. I tuned in too late. Some of the player takes from the NFL players are brutal. Thought Derek Carr was great. Brandon Marshall is not. He's just being like, this guy's not good. This guy's good. Or I don't know. I think ETN's a little sneaky. We do know the Panthers gave up 180 rushing yards a game last year. So I prefer, honestly, every piece from that game is awesome. But yeah, I think ETN is totally viable for a week one play. If I drafted number teams, I would be on the YouTube broadcast too. Potentially out for the season. It depends on the severity. In DFS this week, I'm playing all my tight ends as game environment bets except for the elites and Jonnu. Think that's perfectly reasonable, Min Cash Merchant. Stacks or bringbacks. Yeah, I mean, in general, like, again, guys, we want to get as little things right as possible. Right? So, like, Kraft would be a nice tight end for this team. He's gone, though. I kind of just like Ertz. I guess it's a little unique in the sense I have 2 players with an ADP of 65. And I have 2 players from the same game. And it's hard to get these guys and Jaden. And Debo could be negatively correlated with Jaden where he gets a rushing touchdown. So, like, correlated bet on the Lions, 1 off Alvin, Washington. Feels good for the Dog Bowl. We need 2 more for the bomb. I heard he said slappies, but again, I saw people posted screenshots, but no one posted his like segment. So I'm not actually seeing the full segment. Yeah, I mean, look, man, ETN could be a hit. He also, like all these older guys, they could slow off as the season goes. We'll see. We should be reminded that I think Achane was straight up inactive his week 1. So Jaden Blue, far from dead. Arguably, it was good for Blue that Miles Sanders did that. And Javonte averaged, again, 3.7 yards per carry against a team that had their best defensive player leave right before I mean, what a crazy start to the season, folks. Chiefs lose. and an Eagles player spits on the opponent. I don't know how many teams we're going to draft. Again, I'm tired, so I'm not going to be like drafting balls to the wall, but we'll get some teams in. Dude, I could go so for the rest of my life not hearing Mr. Beast, Aiden Ross, all these people. Like, geez, no thank you. I do think Kansas, like, okay, Bills are unlikely to want to help the Chiefs, but like a Curtis Samuel type of guy to hold them over, like, folks, it was like bad. Travis Kelce on a team without Worthy, without Rice, got like 4 targets. And out, he did get a broken coverage touchdown, but it didn't look good, folks. Bills Ravens thoughts. They're on the 2-game slate for Sunday night, Monday night. It's an interesting one, Nez. I think it could be a beatdown either way. Like, it wouldn't surprise me for the Ravens to come in and thrash the Bills week 1. Wouldn't surprise me for it to go the other way. So I kind of would want to be building it towards an onslaught on either side. You know, James Cook might just be straight up awesome. Last time we saw him, he was the best player on the field for the Bills. And then, I mean, Khalil Shakir just seems fully healthy. He's practicing in full. Ravens got a couple injuries. I think their fullback's out. Likely's out. Several of the Bills' defenders are suspended to start the year. They signed Michael Holt, a D end, and Larry Ogunjobi. I can't even pronounce the name. I think a D tackle. Both those guys were suspended for like PEDs or whatever to start the year. So the Bills are going to have some rookies out there. Bills are also going to be without several corners. They're going to be without their first-round pick, Maxwell Hairston. He got hurt in training camp. Trey White, who was, you know, maybe not the best guy, but basically we're starting like a 5th-round rookie at corner who, yeah, former Steeler. The Bills, I mean, and the Bills are elite corner drafters. Like, they've gotten a lot of, like, Christian Benford, who's their best corner, was a late pick, but wouldn't surprise me for that game to go shootout, a beatdown, anything. So I would vary your builds. You know, like Raven supers, Bill supers, shootouts. I have low confidence of exactly how it'll go. Yeah, okay. CMC's ADP is just 6. By the way, guys, if you draft a guy, I think with a Q tag, you get him. Let's just get weird. You got to beat 50,000 entrants. Let's go CMC and Kittle. Kittle falls here, but who cares? This is an example of getting unique. I got a couple of the DK $100 Millie Maker lineups, but I mean, if you are interested in DFS, there's no reason not to max the FanDuel one. The FanDuel one is $5 and it's sweat free. So if your entrant does not make money, I believe they just credit you back the $5. So, you know, assuming you have the bankroll for it, I'm just going to have a, you know, basically a puppy worth of FanDuel teams, 150 FanDuel teams, and hope that we are chosen for the lottery. Another crazy thing, folks, is I think it's actually plus EV, meaning each ticket you buy is expected value, to purchase a Powerball ticket right now. This happens with things like the Baccarat and the Powerball sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, it's nearly impossible to realize your EV. But I think Dvorak retweeted this. So this is an example where it's like it's very difficult to realize your EV, but because the pool is so big right now, it's plus EV. This happens with like the Baccarat jackpots too, where sometimes big poker guys will pay people to just sit and play the Baccarat. I don't have any Powerball tickets, but I think I'll go out and buy like, I mean, I've only ever bought like 1 or 2 at a time, but I'll buy like $20 worth or something. Maybe 100, get frisky. Sure. Chase Brown. Tyreek could just be like the guy you need week 1, but we're going to do Amon-Ra, man. I love Amon-Ra. Dog Bowl at the 5. Let's do Jaden. He could be a must-have on a half-point PPR site. As always, not financial advice. Do what you want. But so this is from Data-Based Bets. I don't know anything about this guy, but we'll give him a follow because I like this tweet. Powerball is EV now. I think he meant plus EV. I don't know. Excluding the chance of splitting the jackpot, which is likely. So technically not, but there are jackpot promos out there. EV 2%, 35% tax assumption, unrealistic 0% split assumption. I don't know what this means. Too smart for that. But basically, yeah, each ticket is worth 4 extra cents. So I think a Powerball pick is $2, and the EV of a ticket is $2.04. So you can rest easy, D-Gens, doing the 101 for the bomb. Oh, let's go. This one is $100, 444 entrants, $6,000 to first. I'm waiting for the Powerball simulator overlay. You know how I'm going to choose my numbers? I'm going to go through the draft spots I've acquired through Best Ball Mania, and I'm going to just go in order and be like, okay, team 1, I had draft spot 7. Boom. Team 2, I had draft spot whatever, 1. And I'm going to just randomize all these numbers from the draft slots and, let that be the way that we choose our numbers. No, of course, I'm just going to let the computer choose the numbers. Powerball DGen folks, let me know here. Did someone take, is it, obviously we're doing Purdy. Terry's a little spooky week 1 because he sat out for a while, but whatever. We got unique, so we're allowed to just take the top guy. Are you supposed to just do the $2 ticket, or are you supposed to like pay the extra $1 for the jackpot? Can anyone help me with that? Anyone who knows their Powerball? Yeah, that does suck when you want to like victory lap fading a player and then he gets hurt. Worthy could have been, I mean, look, Hollywood Brown got 14 targets. So Worthy was probably going to get targets. Who knows, folks? No one's weighing in on the Powerball. I thought this community was degenerate. Just pay the $2. Yeah, is it worth it to do the jackpot multipliers? I'm assuming you can't multiply on the billion. Like the 5x multiplier, that doesn't apply if you win 1.8 billion. What a sick thing that would be. Okay, obviously Puka. Yeah, and Neighbors. In the bomb entry, if they're gonna make me have Chase, Puka, Neighbors, I will do that. I will do that. Just the 2. Okay. All right. So this is the Dog Bowl, 12-man drafts. This is the bomb, 6-person drafts. Kittle, a very scarce resource. There's only 3 big elite tight ends. And, CMC might not be in there, folks. You might need Kittle. Literally might be 2 guys you have to win. Tesla should be more than 3,100 with the Patrick trade. No, I mean, no, dude. Like Tesla could maybe score 2 touchdowns, but he could also run like 7 routes. Like let's be serious about these rookies for week 1. Okay, Powerball has something called the double play. This is where they are an additional set of numbers, and the power play is a 2 to 10x multiplier. Yeah, but you can only do that if you win like under a certain amount of money, right? Everyone's saying the 2. That's what I'm gonna do. When's the pooling? Powerball pooling. Oh, tonight at 11? All right, after the stream, I'm going out and getting Powerball tickets. I think I have like $20 from a chess tournament. What? How sick would that be? If you never see me again, folks, I won the Powerball. Okay, Nujoku, correlation. Yeah, Chimera. Ken Walker feels kind of good too, but we're going to do Chimera. Kind of like Chimera week 1. You can eat more chalk in this contest for sure. Burrow went. I guess this guy plans to go Burrow T. It's not crazy to do. I could have just taken T to stick it to him. Yeah, staring at this running back list, I want to take one of these two. Oh, it's so close. I like Chuba this week. I was gonna do Chuba, but Texans got a good D, so do the Rams. So I kind of think like if the Stafford stuff is serious, they probably want Kyron to take a big workload. It's very close though. You can't win BBM and Powerball. Why not, dude? How I became the highest paid. Imagine me trying to grind out like $30 YouTube video ad money after winning the Powerball. A true sicko move that would be. Nice, man. Chuba is nice. That that could be the decision there. Chuba versus Kyron, but we did side with the best ball ADP. I'm gonna be real. Okay, again, I don't think I need a stacked quarterback here for this. Da bomb. So like Kyler with just Kamara seems fine to me. Bo beating down the Titans also seems fine. May and Fields on the menu for sure. Let's Kyler, why not? Unstacked Kyler, only 444 entrants. Obviously, the hope is that he studies Justin Herbert's game tape and runs the football. That feels like a good bomb entry. Of course, people are going to tell you, oh, the running backs are better on half-point PPR, blah, 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 blah. We like it anyways. Chase, Puka, Neighbors, these guys are exempt from the running backs are better discussion. We get correlation with Nujoku. We also get weird correlation here. Kyler, Alvin. I would say uniqueness matters more than stacking. Just because, like stacking is nice, but you choose so few players that like stacking helps you reach 90 percentile outcomes a lot. Helps you reach, what is going on with the draft board half the time? It helps you reach, 85th percentile outcomes. But sometimes to win these, you need to hit 95 percentile outcomes, 98 percentile outcomes. And that sometimes requires just random uncorrelated pieces, So, right, with Jaden, do I have to have Terry or Debo? No. Am I against it? Also, no. Any rumblings on when BBMDB will be updated? So, first off, we need Underdog to release the data. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but they might not. Like they have in the past. It's usually been weeks 2, 3, 4. There's a chance they don't, and that would be very sad because no shade to Underdog. I like that they have a leaderboard, but it's just not very good right now. Let's You guys know me. I call it as I see it. But, like, first of all, to my knowledge, the Best Ball Mania leaderboard is only viewable on mobile. Second thing is you can't even search your own name. You can't search your team. So you need to scroll 5 trillion teams to find yourself. Obviously, no one cares about other people's teams. They just want to see their teams. So I'll show you it on the desktop if I can find it. But again, I don't think it's there. So we'll see. I'll start annoying Hayden, tweeting at him week 3 or 4. I do it every year. We're not afraid to not make friends. Yeah, it's just going to be a whiteout. Let's go Metcalf. I don't hate Metcalf like many of the community. I didn't notice Devo's name. I also would have taken him. Some chance we get both. Yeah, the thing is you just don't care if a team is like, however bad you think an NFL team is, they're probably much better than what you're thinking. I know. Can't wait. Once week 2 will be a real week. And, it's like, look, for the Eliminator, it's kind of fun that a guy like Javonte Williams or Quentin Johnston might be a strong advance rate play for week 1 because those are guys I want to see in my week 2 pods. Personally. So, I'm okay with those guys being strong guys to push forward, No one has nuked the slate yet, so the slate is intact, right? Like a nuke is 35 points, 40 points, 30 points. I like Waddle. There is risk Jaden's negatively correlated, but why not? Why not? Let's stack. Me versus the Gritty. Shout out Gritty. Gritty, I personally don't think he placed the bet. He put out a tweet being like, $120 on a 2+ touchdown game for QJ tonight equals max BBM. And I don't think he actually did the bet because if you notice here, the deposit button had no money. He did show the slip. Did he? I saw this tweet before the game and I was going to post, why not 5,000? Which would have been 150K. And I thought about doing that myself. Just being like, fuck it. But yeah, happy for him. I've said this in the past. He sometimes has some good advance rate plays. He just is an F- roster constructor in the past. And he has improved somewhat on that, but he still likes to do that sometimes. It was only 20 to win 660 though, so maybe he hedged it or something. Where's the slip posted? Maybe we go to media. So what was up with his number? And now he's gotten overconfident. Derrick Henry, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre to do what? Scored 2 touchdowns each? I don't understand the disconnect between this. He must have done a different bet. Maybe he did 1 touchdown or something. Oh, he fired 20 and not 120. Okay, I see. Well, you can't do that, folks. If you're gonna make this post, you got to go forward with it. Still, happy to see anyone win against the books. I don't know what you're asking. KN. Yeah, I mean, things like this sound all good, Blake, but if DK Metcalf takes a slant to the house, it doesn't really matter, any of that. And we know that Rodgers likes to throw by the red zone. So, in general, who do I think will win the battle between Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers? I think it will be Aaron Rodgers. I didn't do any season overs. I live in Florida. It's just like not that practical to do stuff like that. You win money this morning? The chess tournament was for the kids. Is this Kai? Shout out Kai. What's up, man? Fantasy takeaways. Let's make this last pick. Who else is doing this? Brees and Metcalf. Brees could be totally fine, folks. The Braylon Allen ADP rise could look very silly. We'll see. No one else is stacking up this game though, so in like the very top heaviest contest you can have, this is quite good to have unique pieces. We'll get a couple more drafts in and probably call it a night. I am tired. CMC is expected to play. Yeah, I would say, of course, but he could also pull his hamstring. I drafted him in some battle royales. How many weekly drafts have we done? We got 3 dog bowls. We got 6 battle royals and a DeBomb. Okay. Live NFL. Best ball NFL. So, for those curious, drafted roughly 500 teams on Underdog this summer. 150 on drafters, 300 on DraftKings, and then a hodgepodge of others on DraftKings and otherwhere. So almost 1,000 teams. Not as many as some people, but a lot of teams. I did 12 Powerballs. You can just do them online. That's insane. You can just buy Powerballs online. Did you choose the numbers, Blue Jay? I gotta know. How are my elims looking? Dude, I don't know, man. I am sick, but I don't check out the... This is sick of you, dude. I'm at a 55% advance rate after 2 games. Come on now. Like after the 1 o'clock games, fine. So NFL season, Best Ball Mania. There's no leaderboard to look at. They're another contest, man. Like they're not all in Best Ball Mania. You can only do 150 per contest, but like I did 150 of the big board. He said, I don't care. I'm looking good. On your phone, though. Here, I'll show you guys my phone. Phone reveal. Okay, Best Ball Mania. There's an overall leaderboard tab. Okay? But you can't search your stuff here. There is some cool stuff here where if you click on a team, it shows you the ownership percentages of players. So like this guy who's in quote unquote first right now, Nick Chubb was drafted in 90% of Best Ball Manias. Tutu Atwell was drafted in 36%. Kind of higher. Darren Waller was drafted in 40%. Kind of shocked at how high those are. So I would love to be able to find my teams and find the ownership, but it's not feasible right now. So that's why we need BBMDB. Love the community. What is the, is there the, what's the prize for the deposit one? I don't even see it. Oh, here we go. No, we're not going to do this. No offense. Let's do a couple more of these. Does my mic sound weird? Is it picking up? No, it should be the right mic. Does my mic sound weird to anyone else? I need to get water. I'll be right back. If you're new here, folks, be sure to like, subscribe, join the Discord. Link is below. We'll be doing daily streams all throughout the year. If you have any start sit questions, fire them off in the chat. We don't put a lot of people in timeouts here. Quinshawn Blumpkin. Elite name. That's nice. Why not, man? We'll just jam Gibbs. People treat these, for the best ball sickos, people treat these differently. As far as some people want to take the guys they are drafting in best ball, aka team no hedge. Others want to hedge their best ball bags. So, like, let's say you were drafting a lot of rookies. Maybe you take some olds in these. Sir, dude, it's 6-person pods. Let's be serious. Should I trade Hollywood? If you have Javonte, Hollywood, Quinton, and you can get a steal, you should do it. Like, if you could trade Javonte and Hollywood for Omari and Hampton, smash trade. Smash. AJ Brown does seem like he legitimately has a hurt hamstring. So if your team is good enough, I would trade for him and hold him. The thing about any Hollywood love, Nico is elite, is I just think that the Saints were terrible at tight ends last year, by the way. So Trey McBride drawing live to smash. Rashee Rice is just very, very, very good at football. So come week 6, Rice will be the lead dog, unquestionable. Or week 7, whatever it is. Correlation, ADP value. I guess we'll take the ADP value. I wanted to go Kittle over Bowers on a half-point PPR site, but you got to, when other people are getting unique, that's when you want to take ADP. Well, this is a lateral trade. So if you need, Quinshawn Judkins for Javonte, you might be able to wait a little bit and get more. It's kind of a gamble, right? Because it's like the first week Javonte looks bad, no one's trading for him. But if he could somehow score 2 more touchdowns, whatever, and whatever, if CMC is not a thing, if one of these guys gets hurt, you could probably get a little bit more. And in managed, Javonte just being a guy you could play like early in the season, that has value. Definitely wouldn't mind McBride, Bowers, Kittle, McBride, Kittle, Bowers teams in this. We love both these guys. Let's do Chase Brown. Kind of going ADP here, but it's past, again, it's at past ADP, right? When they're past ADP, you're kind of allowed to just take the guys at the top of the queue. Screw it. Is it somewhat hard to win a contest with 50,000 people with only 6 players having Gibbs and Amon-Ra? Yes. At the same time, it's like, okay, can Gibbs score 30 and Amon-Ra 20 in a game? Yes. And I don't understand why Amon-Ra is so cheap here. FanDuel, Amon-Ra is like one of the most expensive players on the slate. Here, though, he goes after so many dudes. Is Njoku underrated? I think he is going to be very chalky. I think a lot of people want to pick on the Bengals defense. So like an underrated guy, I would say, is like Cedric Tillman or Jerry Jeudy. Because people are, people like to correlate at the tight end. He's a good play, but he's not underrated. Yeah, Amon-Ra price is weird. People are just like, I understand it's half point PPR, but we're just deciding that Amon-Ra can't score touchdowns. Like Amon-Ra went, and then 2 picks later, Jamison Williams went, and Laporta went. That is very, very dumb. Goff, obviously logical, but this time we're going to go Geno. Scroll down candidate. The dream is that the Geno Bauer stack is needed to win. And then, like Geno scores 30, Bauer scores 30. And then if Gibbs and Amon-Ra are not 90, if we only get 20 from both of them, you can win with a much rarer quarterback selected, Running back, wide receiver doesn't need to be with the quarterback either, because perfectly reasonable that Gibbs has 3 rushing touchdowns. That's bad for Goff. Amon-Ra still scores 100 yards and a touchdown. Goff only scores 12 points, and you need Geno, right? So this is an example of like a scroll down. What's the projection difference on Geno versus Goff? So minimal, right? Also think I could have gone Justin Fields there. I could have gone Drake May naked with Bowers as well. I don't mind that one either. Yeah, I mean, look, Bowers top 5 pick next year. It's in the range. I don't have a lot of Isaiah Davis. I thought it was logical. I just couldn't get there as a Jets player. Let's try to get another dog bowl. Yeah, this game could go a lot of ways. Let's pull up the totals. It would be nice if I could just pull up like a book, but whatever. So Jets Steelers is down to 38. It's not good if you're counting at home. Dolphins Colts 46.5. Panthers Jags 46.5. Giants Commanders 46 or 45.5. Bengals Browns 48.5. Raiders Patriots 44.5. Cardinals Saints 43.5. Cardinals is the team that I'm rolling with in Survivor, and most people are as well, but could kill us. Bucks Falcons at 47. Broncos Titans 42.5. Niners Seahawks 43. Lions Packers 47.5. Texans Rams 43.5. And then games not in the main slate, Ravens Bills 50.5. So this is Splash Sports. Here, let me put my promo code if you want to come here. These are for Survivor pools. You have till Monday at 8 to enter these. So if you want to sign up here, you got to use Go to this. Splash Sports /Cheslium. And put in this code. Okay, things are lagging on my end. That's not great. Are you guys still hearing me? Okay, no, it worked, I guess. And you gotta put in this code, HOY UYH. This will get you $10. Splashsports.com/Cheslium. HOY. Anyways, that'll get you $10. These are the ones, and one that might interest you guys if you have a smaller bankroll is $25 Survivor contest. So basically, you put in $15, you could win 1.125. So I got a couple in the main one for 2.5. There's also this $100 one for 1.8. This $25 one for 1.1. There's high stakes ones too. This one is mega overlaying. What's the deal with this one? So you want to read this. If this contest does not fill, the payouts amounts will be resized. That's not overlaying, is what that means. Right? Let's look at the other ones. Like this one. Does it say that? No. It says this is a guaranteed contest, right? That's what we want. We want the guaranteed contest. Because it looks like overlaying is just kind of hitting the interest. Okay, and we can see this little G here, guaranteed. So the $100 one is also not guaranteed. The $25 one is not guaranteed, but maybe it's already past its guarantee. So yeah, I don't know. I got to research that more. Let's see. What did we say for... All right, let's do the math. $25 times 32,623. So that this contest right now has $815,000 of entry fees. So it's only missing it by $300. This $100 one, let's also do the math. Okay, we can do that one better. That's 1.3 million almost. This one, obviously I'm rooting for this one to overlay. See, I got some teams in there. Nick Wright apparently has a high stakes one. $5,000. One of the guys I teach with, he's like big into stocks, and he says he's also doing the Circle Survivor one. I didn't get into that, but you need like a proxy for that. This is just easier. You know, you can just do it from home. So if you want to do Splash Sports, chase some overlay, click this link, go to Hoy and type in this to get $10. My teams right now, we got 7 teams in here. We got the Commanders for 1, just being safe. The Broncos for 1, again, being safe. 4 teams with the Cardinals. I think it's the best team to pick objectively because you're not going to feel great about picking the Cardinals in the future. And then the Bengals for 1, again, being somewhat safe. So, like, I don't know. If the Broncos and Cardinals lose, which is what most people I think are picking, you could be competing with far less teams. We did do a map of the schedule before. Here was our Survivor example. We went the Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, Texans, Giants, Pats, Bears, Bills, Chargers, Jets, Packers and Ravens, Lions and Raiders, Dolphins and 49ers, Broncos and Bucks, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Chiefs, Titans, Jags, Falcons, Bengals. I'm going to follow the schedule to the T for one of the lineups, obviously, and we'll take the other ones on the fly. You guys, what's the Bills-Ravens final score? I could see that game going either way. We're going to go, obviously, with Bills. Man, it's so hard because the Bills pieces, like, they could be much better this year, could be more of the same, could be run heavy. 27-24 Bills. I'm gonna go with Brian Thomas. Feels like he could be a guy you have to have. Awesome downfield player against a bad D. I guess it's unique to take him over the running backs. I'm not worried about Achane, but just think Brian Thomas is like an elite half-point pick. This is a dog bowl team. Let's just win week 1. Let's just win a lot of stuff. Be sweat-free for our best ball stuff. How's that plan, folks? I can't wait to do these Survivor teams this year, by the way. I've never done Survivor in the past. People in my last video were telling me about their sweats. Looks like a couple of teams are already dead. Some people already chose, I guess, the Cowboys and the Chiefs. So 40-ish teams are dead. What a sweat if you chose the Eagles. Am I worried about CMC? No, because I didn't draft a lot. And I think it's like so many things that are reasonable there. 1, maybe he's really hurt and it's terrible. 2, maybe the team just wanted a lot of attention before kickoff. Tough start for Davis. I'm not going to lie. We love Davis, but that's got to stink for him with Worthy hurt. Blue inactive. Yeah, man, we're Team Puka. Just an elite player. And I still think the Matt Stafford, 40 touchdown season is alive, even with the back injury. I don't have a lot Worthy. We looked at Best Ball Mania exposures, but if you want to see any exposures, just name a player. We'll look at it. Well, this is all our teams. I autoed some lower stake stuff, so it's not perfect. Yeah, we'll do Best Ball Mania. Best Ball Mania, we hand drafted everything. Worthy, 5%. Quentin Johnston, not a lot. 4 teams. Christian McCaffrey, 7%. So I guess I was at 0% early, and I got some to end the year. Javonte, very little. 2 teams. James Cook, a lot, obviously. Just think James Cook is fundamentally biased against. Hollywood, I think we ended up at 9%, 7%. I actually did like him. So I think I was just taking different positions there. Goddard, we liked Goddard, 10%. So open a different tab, I guess. Keenan. Yeah, all of our Keenan is late, which is nice. Nice for our Best Ball Mania bags, at least. I didn't get Keenan elsewhere, though. Because I drafted most of my DraftKings teams late. I got some in drafters. I probably even have more Keenan and non-underdog, but yeah, 7% Keenan cheap feels good. JCM, not a ton. 5%. Man, running back's kind of dry, huh? Cortland Sutton could be a hedge for us. Jerry Jeudy. Why not? None of the running backs felt worth taking. The dream is you get someone like Chuba to fall, but when running back happens, it doesn't occur. Running back. But it will sometimes. Like, I do think if you're trying to get Brian Thomas, Puka, Chuba, you can get that. You just need not as many people to go RB. Yeah, the 30-second clocks for 6-man drafts, like, maybe we speed that up, folks. Some people don't want it sped up because they draft a lot at the same time, So, hoping my nephew feels better. He's been sick for 2 weeks, throwing up. So, at the ER, I guess. That's not what I like to hear. Shout out Calvin. Let's rest up and get better, bud. I don't know if it's like a stomach bug, a parasite, whatever it is, but not cool. Not cool to be 3 and sick. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Get better, young C. I am ready for the Eliminator sweats. Anyone's live for a disastrous week 1 is fun. Only takes one team there, folks. Definitely have a lot of cheap Keenan and Dobbins in the Eliminator. Right? Because the Eliminator bags are different than other bags. Let's do Jaylen Warren. $20 spots above his ADP, apparently. Warren could score 2 touchdowns. No quarterback was worth taking here for me. Hey, bro. Thoughts on Houston Higgins or Thornton Vegas? Need one? Whew, man, you're in a deep league. I think with Kirk out, I side Higgins. Dude, Amari Cooper retiring is hilarious, guys. I had some Cooper before he signed. I did not chase him up, thank God, but that is just straight up funny. Am I against Pollard there for the matchup? Yeah, the matchup seems terrible. And I think Warren is less drafted. But would I take Pollard here sometimes? Yes. But yeah, I just straight up like Warren. So yeah, I would go Higgins cap, but it's tough. Flex spot. Why are you asking about these guys if you need this? Flex spot, Jennings, Downs, Evan Ingram. I got Tyler Warren. I would go Jennings. Tez Johnson. I think Tez Walker's the behind Tylan Wallace. You think you got me on that? You think you got me wrong? And I don't think it's crazy to play Evan Ingram over Tyler Warren week 1, right? Like every rookie, you can kind of wait and see it if you have the affordability, assuming they're not like, Tet McMillan or so. Like I'm playing Travis Hunter, but in my managed league with Ron and Jacob, I want to play Colston Loveland and they want to play Matthew Golden. I drafted a lot of Matthew Golden. I like Matthew Golden. I also think there's risk that Matthew Golden is running like go routes to open the season. And despite having like strong route participation, he might get like 3 targets. That is bad. Colston Loveland, I'm just not afraid of Cole Kmet. And I think he, from the jump on a team like Samuel Porta, his first game, he got 5 targets. First game of his NFL career. His third game of his NFL career, he got 11 targets. So I don't care about Cole Kmet. I think Loveland's going to have, is he going to be 100% routes? No. It's probably going to be like 60 to 70. I think he'll be around 5 targets in tight end premium. I think it'll be easy targets. Pearsall, big upside, big downside, though. Could be a better PPR guy. What is this contest? The Dog Bowl? I mean, if I knew I could get Trevor with Evan Ingram, I would do it. But like, there is some risk with all these guys needing quarterback that someone goes Trevor and Brenton Strange on me. And also, Travis Hunter hasn't been taken, so that was a risk too. So we're just going to get quarterback and choose a different tight end. Well, if the quarterback is not good, that could actually be good for Loveland. Like if Loveland is just running like layup routes, you know? I don't think Tez Johnson is a good pick for week 1. You know, maybe in best ball, but probably not there either. Several of these teams have tight end too. So looks like Nez assessed that he'll get Ingram here with Bo. Looking at 2 tight ends, 1 tight end, 1 tight end. But Straws could just go, you know who I need? I need Evan Ingram. So why are we taking the whole clock, guys? This is what this like. Are we? I don't hate that. But like some of this is what some of these guys do who are volume drafting. They put the guy in the queue like this. They have a queue anyway. So if they miss a couple picks, let's put them on auto, huh? Wow. Nez said, I mean, Nez, if you're out there, I got to know why you just did that. Did you already have Sanders in the queue? I'm DMing him. I mean, he could have just preferred the less chalky guy, which is very reasonable. I'm DMing him and asking. He could, you know, this is a stack. Sanders is going to be drafted near 0%. So it's reasonable, right? Like I have 100% drafted players, right? So, oh, he has Sutton. I missed the Sutton. Oh, you have Sutton. I missed that. Yeah, he mentioned he has Sutton. So, no, like I'm playing Sanders in DFS and salary cap. Yeah, the double stack is kind of tough. But also, the double stack is maybe not being done as much. Well, that makes going Trevor first great for us because I still think we would have gotten Trevor. But yeah, we just get to like, we get to just take the best place and hope that it's good. Yeah, Nez said, yeah, I was wary on the double. And again, I just, if I had seen he had taken Sutton, I wouldn't even ask the question. He said, I will double in the dog bowl here and there, but I mostly try to be perfect, which makes sense, right? Now, when you really need Bo, he's probably going to be double worthy sometimes, but yeah, it's kind of fun. Fun team. Brian Thomas, Puka, Judy, Warren, Lawrence, Ingram. After Warren, only Pollard and Ford were taken at running back. So I could have gone Brees. I think good scroll down candidates are like Travis Etienne, RJ Harvey, straight up week 1, fired up. Also J.K. Dobbins. Tyrone Tracy is a good one. This one seems a little crazy, but you could give it a try. Eckler also. There are ranges. And then David Montgomery, you know. Let's try to do another dog bowl. Maybe call it a stream. If I had to choose between 0 and 100% CMC and DFS this week, which would you go and why? Great question. I think I would go 0 just because there's so many good plays. But I personally think CMC is going to play. Right? Like week 1 is a special week where they release the salary a month before. So there's like there's infinite examples of this, but like Alec Ayamanor is less salary than Xavier Restrepo. Do you like Dobbins or Harvey better week 1? Logic would say Dobbins, but I think if both were on my team, I would start Harvey anyways, personally. And it's a thing where it's like so close, man, that like I would play both. Like if you're talking about DFS wise, like, oh, who should I play? A little here, a little there. Because that game could be a beatdown. Man, what if Rashid? Because like I drafted a lot of Saints in best ball, so what if they beat me? It is a road game too. Don't know if that matters, but it is. Yeah, I think you would be kind of insane to start Ramondre over Harvey. Would I be looking to trade CMC in a redraft league? No. Unless you could get like straight up fair value, I would not do it. I think you got to ride with it, man. Like if you could trade him for Brian Thomas and I mean just straight up and or Brian Thomas and like another guy, then sure, because that's fair. But I would not be selling pennies on the dollar. I think you took the chance. You got to stick with it now. You knew the risk, right? We all know the risk with CMC. You got to just plug your ears and go. I tried to plug my ears somewhat with some of the beat reporting this year, right? Like last year, Brian Thomas Jr. was like my highest drafted guy until training camp. And then I let some beat reporter say he was 4th in targets, like cool off my August exposure. And it's like, no, man. Like I know more than the beats. Screw what the beats are saying. Yeah. I mean, beats can be right. They could be wrong, though. QJ did drop a touchdown. Totally possible CMC smashes. Tank Bigsby. It's cute to me. Couldn't do it. If Tootin was active, I would rather play Tootin and just hope he houses 2 long touchdowns. Oh, folks, help me out. When my sign is too bright, you just can't even read it. So help me out. Lower the brightness when you see that. Also, we didn't put comments on. Mythology, shout out. Hope you're doing well. Small chance I fire up a stream in the morning, but probably not this week. I think I'll have a Sunday stream some weeks. I think we're getting reflections. I was trying to figure that out too. Yeah, it's just too bright out. I could lower my shades, but it's not that serious. You guys think this guy's a big ETH guy? How to buy Powerball tickets online? It'd be nice if I don't have to leave the house. You can't do it in Florida. Like both these guys. I'm going to chase this time. 150 maxing the Powerball. Can you buy Powerball tickets online in Florida? No. Cool. Doesn't sound like freedom to me. Of course, New Hampshire slogan, live free or die. You can there. Are you talking about Brian Thomas, Ladd, and Godwin? Because the thing is, I didn't have any Godwin last year, but I was jamming Brian Thomas, and I had a lot of Ladd too. So got a little lucky there, but obviously Ladd and Brian Thomas were awesome. Rice was not a 7th round pick. He closed as a 3-4 turn. He was for some of the year, obviously, but I think Godwin's the guy who lived there the whole time, and he was smashing, but he wasn't as good as you think when you look back somewhat. Like some of this stuff, like really to know your best ball advance rates, to normalize it all, what's it going to take till week 4-ish? Week 4, you'll have some idea because no buys have started. But even then, then you think oh, but week 7 I'll know too. But no, then buys have started, you know? But you can buy Powerball tickets through the DK app. The world is insane. The world is insane. Heck yeah, Nico. Didn't we see Nico go in the first in a different draft? ADP of 11? What mythology makes sense? He correlated Jaden and Neighbors. Who Days correlated Bucky in London. Again, guys, correlation helps for 95 percentile outcomes, which sometimes is enough to win a slate. Sometimes you do need pure nuts, though. Dog Bowl, not as big as the other contest. 5,000 entrants, beatable. Yeah, we'll get that. I don't want to rip it off, though. Oh, it's you know what it is? It's a safety warning sign. It says, do not remove the card. Here, we'll burn it off. I don't have scissors, so. There's your pyrometrics for the show. We're improving the shelf one thing at a time. I think of maybe we'll get wooden things to rest the balls on, you know? I think this is Fred Jackson. Or maybe it's maybe it's Jerry's Bird. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like him. I think it's Jarius Byrd. Yeah, that's who it is. Elite safety for the Bills for a while. You guys see it? The JB. I think he ended up getting traded or something. Man, those years were so tough, but he was good. He made it worth it. It's going well, Mythology. We had the first tournament of the year this morning, so I'm tired. Got up early, set up. Kids did well. Shout out New Hampshire, dude. Good luck. Good luck this year. Mythology is, I say this respectfully, somewhat of a cool man horn dog in the sense that he knows all of the players' hot girlfriends or wives. He'll be like, "Oh, look up. I'm drafting Brian Thomas because he's dating whoever." And so he teaches me that. The other thing is he drafted the highest scoring team in Best Ball Mania last year in the regular season, which we are upset about for him because there was no prize back then. But shout out Mythology's been around a while. See here, like remember the other one, guys? We went wide receiver, and there was no running backs. In this one, Chuba falls. So things vary a lot in these drafts. Taylor was dude. Kelsey's old. It's not Taylor's fault. I like the old background with the white wall, and sometimes there was a random painting. That's old school, man. 12% Herbert, yes, but where I feel really good is I have 23% on drafters. Drafters, of course, is total points. So if he's a league winner, he's even better there. I like the Chargers Texans game. That could be a bad game. 34 teams out of 150. Do we have a lot of QJ with him? No, but we're not worried about QJ. Like, is QJ going to score 50? No. Is he going to have a 20-point game here or there? Fine. So 34 Herbert teams. Let's get it. We also have some Conklin with him. Feels nice. Rarely drafted guy. We got some Keenan with him. Keenan, Conk, Trey Harris, Saquon, Herbert. Hopefully QJ gets traded at the trade deadline. Clear the way for Trey Harris or KLS. I think KLS got in there before Trey Harris. Trey Harris made a catch, though. That's a sign for a week one guy. Mythology, you got no players for me to Google right now? Players' girlfriends? Let me down, man. Let me down. Let's do Devontae. Get that game stack without Puka. Okay, Miles Sanders actually looked good on that one run. Kind of, but let's look up Zach Braun's. Is it Braun like this? Where's his Raz? Here we go. His 40-yard dash time is a 4.65. So Miles Sanders was run down with the guy with a 4.65 40. That's not good because he kind of had a clear runway, right? Miles Sanders had that's Emmanuel Sanders. Miles Sanders had a 4.49 40 back in the day. So we don't love that. That's fair, Mythology. That's fair. You're forgiven. This is a fun team. Chase Brown, Nico, Chuba, Devontae. Right? Because right before us, it went Walker, Kyron, Chuba, and we took Jalen Warren as our running back last time in our dog bowl. So again, like these teams, they vary so much whether people are going RB, 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 RB. No one did that on our inside. Last time, a bunch of people did that. You definitely want to vary builds. I think what's something people are, last year, running back in the flex was the play. And it's possible that is just straight up good, but that also is probably going to be what the guys who are more plugged in are going to be doing. And so maybe you want to get some more 3 wide receivers, double tight end teams as far as like unique builds. You concerned about CMC? I didn't draft it too much of him, so no. But if I did, I would be yes. I think he's going to be fine for early though. It's just like, of course he has a higher in-season injury risk, period. You know? I don't know if you guys have been seeing this article that's been coming out on Caleb Williams, but it is freakishly bad. Sam. Maybe, but QJ was actually bad is why we're biased against him. And maybe he's turned around. He was a first-round pick, right? I think he's more benefiting from coverage. We're doing good, Sam. You're catching me at the end here, but we're doing good. Sam. Man, dude, Stroud is a tough click. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Almost would rather do Stafford. Both defenses are so good. Kyle Pitts is something we're absolutely not doing. What pick number are we at? 56. All right, we'll take naked Kyler at 56, whatever. Could I have done the quarterbacks? Yes, but it's like it's a 50-50 shot I even get the quarterback right. A good game by them is probably like 20, 25 points. Kyler can do that anyways. And Kyler going at 56 just doesn't happen too many of these. We saw Bo go at pick 40 in like half of these. He went pick 50 in this one. So I think it's good to take advantage of the falling ADP here. You mean like the Millie Makers? Or what's the daily classic? Braun hit 20.5, Sanders 19.6. He was hungry to chase down Sanders. He said, I drafted Javonte Williams. I will not be beat. Yeah, I'll have like 10 teams in the $100 milli probably. Same amount in the $5 one. Spy, probably not. I'm going to draft 150 teams on FanDuel or build 150 teams because it's money back. But yeah, nothing crazy week 1. Hopefully we win the Millie Maker. That would be #nice for the channel and me. Powerball win tonight. Millie Maker win tomorrow. Liam's Chess Foundation would be opening near you. We need a tight end. So if we were obsessed with correlation, we could go whatever his face is. Are we going to risk Kyle Pitts on such a good team? Fine. I like Kate Otten too. I mean, folks, we just saw Quentin Johnston score 2 touchdowns. Could Kyle Pitts? Yes. Why did this guy take Michael Penix? To go Ray McLeod. The ball's on this guy. What's the week 1 weather report? We're going to pull it up for you right now. Roto Grinders weather. Honestly, not something I've looked at, to be real with you right now. It's all good everywhere. The only game that is maybe not is Rams, New England. No weather concerns, pretty much. So, Kyle Pitts, fine. I don't mind the uncorrelated pieces when I'm getting ADP values again. Like pick 42, pick 58, pick 17 compared to 11. So a pretty rare team. Yes, Davis and I were cool. No, we didn't cancel it because of business. We canceled. Well, maybe Davis did. I don't know, but I do night streams mostly, and Davis can't fit that in his schedule. He doesn't want to, so is what it is. No, hey Drew, I don't mind it. It's like it's kind of more of a PPR play, but like, could Ray have 80 yards and a touchdown? Yes. When you take these like very rare pieces, you generally want them to be like slate breakers if it breaks right for you. So like Marvin Mims, rarely drafted guy, but like he has 2 touchdowns in him. I guess Ray McLeod does too. You're the only one taking him. Like Ricky Pearsall went here, so I don't hate it. You did have JMO though, so it's like I would personally probably have gone Goff. I just think JMO's good games are so correlated with Goff, but I don't hate getting unique in these at all. They're 6-person drafts, so like we've been building relatively more chalky so far. We took Jalen Warren, that was unique, but yeah, we haven't done anything like this yet. All right, folks, that's what I got for you today. Don't think I'll be live tomorrow, so we'll be checking in. Maybe I'll have one Monday before the game, and then forget what day of the week I usually do the best ball leaderboard show. Maybe it's Tuesday, maybe it's Wednesday. So either Tuesday or Wednesday every week, I'll have the best ball leaderboard show. Maybe I did Wednesday because like the database updated then, but we'll have it then. Like the video, subscribe, join the Discord. We'll have rankings for Battle Royale next week at beatbestball.com as part of the $100 per cost for the year. If you get that, you'll get best ball rankings all next year as well. Obviously, best ball is mostly what I do on beatbestball.com, but going to have the Battle Royale rankings for you folks. So peace out. Good luck. Let's get it.